Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Ramble On with your hosts, Brandon Meese and...
George Steersman. How's it going?
Hey, it's going fine.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So this is a podcast where everything is going to probably be blue, and we're going to talk about anything and everything, hence the title, Ramble On. That's what we're going to do, because that's all we seem to do when we're like, hey, it's going to sound like a great podcast. We'll just talk about whatever we feel like, and if it doesn't sound good, then we won't play it.
Exactly.
But we think everything is good because I'm such a narcissist.
I never really saw you as a narcissist. My brother Sam, on the other hand.
Yeah. He's plenty for, I think, a few families.
Yeah, pretty much.
So anyways, George, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 6 feet 1 inches tall. I've got dishwater blonde hair, probably 270 at this point in my life.
Right.
I like long walks on the beach.
Tell me
rides.
Yeah. All right. So
weapons aficionado, you know that.
So how do you know myself, your co-host?
I have known Brandon Meese, this gentleman, since we were in high school. I was in 10th grade, and I was going into our stagecraft class where we built the sets for the drama department, though we weren't actually in drama, but whatever. And I went to go find some wood I needed for a project I was assigned, and there Brandon was up against one of the exit doors reading a Star Wars book. Star Wars novel. My bad.
Yeah.
And then we knew the same people, and we didn't know that at the time, and then we just fell into the same group of friends.
Yeah.
Months later, within that.
Yeah. So we're like, wait, you know this guy? I think I know this guy as well.
Oh, you're dating her? I know her cousin. He stabbed me in the leg.
Literally. Good times.
I don't think there can be a joke about that. I mean, stab me in the leg. It's not like it said stab me in the back, et tu, Brute. Right. No,
he wanted to get a leg up on you. That's all it was. Let's see him run now.
No, I made the mistake.
Who's cut now? Cinnamon bits. Dane Cook jokes. I love them.
I was gonna say, how much can we get away with quoting on here, without being sued?
Whatever we want, as long as for entertainment purposes, and we're not saying things word for word while playing the music and actual voices. We're fine. We can parody whatever you want. The whole free licensing for parody reasons,
of course,
and or / review reasons. As long as it's no longer than 30 seconds of literal copyrighted material at a time. If you break it up, then it's okay. So my first remembrance of you is literally you being in the 700 block hallway in high school. You're just sitting there talking to Robert, and you all have spiked hair, and you're all into leather jackets and sunglasses inside, and I'm just like...
I didn't have a leather jacket in high school. I wore a hoodie still.
A hoodie? Okay, well...
I didn't get a leather jacket until like 2008.
You were the guys who wore sunglasses indoors.
It was me who wore sunglasses indoors because my dad got some Oakleys free 99 for me.
I'm so cool. I wear Oakleys, and I don't even have a job, but I have $200 sunglasses. Worship me.
Actually, I just did the aloof thing in the corner, and then in between with my headphones in of my this Sony CD player I had, and in between songs, I just listened to people saying, "It's like, is he awake or asleep? I don't know.
Let's poke him and find out." So I met you first time in the hallway. You, Robert, and Mary.
And actually, that was the 600 building. 700 building is closer to the field. We're talking about Temescal Canyon High School, by the way, in the Lake Elsinore area.
Usually you don't want to get too descriptive about your personal life if you're ever going to plan a podcast and put it in national or global airwaves.
Oh, whatever.
To download. Be like, hey, guess where I live? I live at 3114 Forkby Lane,
I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying where I went to high school at. Fuck off. I love you. By the way, no one can get mad at you if you say, kindly fuck off.
Yes.
They're just like, what?
Or like, what's the saying? In all respect...
With all due respect.
With all due respect, you're a cunt. It's like, no, thank you. No. Just because you add all due respect doesn't make it okay, but it really feels like it is.
Yeah. My Uncle Bob always said there's something worse than a cunt, and it's a kint.
A kint? Is it like a Celtic cunt?
Maybe, yeah. He never really said. Or it's just the weird accent. It's like, she's a kint.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So, and for anyone wondering how old we are in our 30s.
Yes, we're both 32.
Yeah, 32. And we got an idea from podcasting from me listening.
Podcasts.
Yeah, mostly stuff from Kevin Smith because.
Oh yeah, love Kevin Smith.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I mean, he's literally stoned all the time. He goes, I'm awake and bake now. What's that mean? Wake and bake, meaning I wake up, I'm alert for where I am for about 20 seconds until I start baking. But I'm only allowed to be high if I'm being creative, so I have to write or try to make a movie. And he is now working on Moose Jaws, and in July of this year, he's going to start Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Like Jaws, but with moose.
No. I was talking about the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, not the Moose Jaws. Context is key, especially for people who can't see. Oh crap! No, I'm rhyming. Okay, that's not going to happen anymore. That's weird. All right, so
there will be puns aplenty, though.
God,
that is
yes.
Sometimes it's by accident.
Well, a lot of times it's because we were born doing it. Our parents are like, "Hey, guess what's better than regular jokes? Bad puns and dad jokes." And guess what? Even if you're not going to be a dad until you're in your 30s or 20s, you're going to be saying them in middle school and high school, and your friends are going to hate it.
Oh, FYI, since you can't see us, I flipped Brandon off for saying the in your 20s part.
There's nothing wrong with having kids in your 20s as long as you're not having kids in your 12s.
I think teens just applies to that.
Well, no, because 12 is before teen. That's even worse.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last cap.
I mean, well, I know girls can start dropping eggs before boys do. But
the earliest recorded is 5 years old.
For a boy or a girl?
Girl.
Fuck, that's horrible.
Being pregnant at 5 years old.
Please tell me it was in another century. I don't like the look in your eyes.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Okay, a third world country then.
Sure.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's whatever. Speaking of horrible, just yesterday in the news, the horrible part.
Yeah, I Rose showed me that.
There was a police raid on a home in Paris, California, about I guess you'd call it semi-family hostage situation where 13 siblings.
Were they Catholic?
I did not say. 13 siblings were chained and tied to their beds, kept inside the house, never allowed to leave, ranging from the ages of 2 to 29. Also malnourished. Say the word for me. Malnutrition. Malnourished.
Sorry.
Malnourished. I can actually say it when I try to ask you to say it for me. Fantastic. And it said that the place smelled like hell because they're probably never taken a bath. They were extremely dirty. They took them off for teenagers or preteens because of how emancipated they were. They were so skinny. They're like, aren't you like 12? He's like, I'm 24.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, one of the younger girls, in more better shape, was able somehow to escape and steal the family cell phone, run out the door, and call the police for help.
So they let them do things, and if she knew how to operate a cell phone at least.
She watched them, yeah. You just watch and learn. Wait for your opportunity to just get out of there.
And most older how old was the mother and father?
40s.
So they probably don't need to set a passcode lock or anything like that, or
no. Just locked front door and then just ran. One day, pretended like the handcuffs weren't too tight and just booked it. To escape from that from your own family when there's 13 of you and your parents are not feeding you and you're living in your own filth and you haven't seen the light of day for the past 20 years. I can imagine that. And then being, rescued by the police and you're like, okay, what's this outside world?
What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things to eat.
Yes.
Oh God, the human race knows no fucking.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a song.
Which song?
It's by this one band. Oh God, I think it's War or something like that. Show me a smile on your silly face, because I'm getting tired of this human race.
Wow. Wow, that's
I don't know, it just... My God, humans are really just fucked up. It also reminds me of a Carlin quote,
They can be, but they can also be...
chickens are better than people, apparently.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they also taste much better as well.
Long pork.
Long pork.
By the way, that is an old cannibal saying for human beings.
Yep.
Long pork.
Yep.
My dad told me that when I was a kid. It's like I asked him what we were having for dinner. He said long pork. It's like, what's that? It's what cannibal, it's human being. It's like, I knew we weren't having human being.
Okay, George,
What?
stop playing with a knife. We can hear it on the microphone. We hear click, snick, click. You're not Wolverine, and it's annoying hearing that over the microphone. Just talk.
Sorry.
If you want something to play with your hands, unbelt your pants, reach down, and play with your own mic. Mic built for one.
Oh, what was I saying last? I lost my train of thought.
But you love the cock.
I'm pretty sure you love the cock.
I love chicken. We're talking about chicken.
Right. Oh, well,
Chicken
yeah,
are better than people because of George Carlin.
Well, first of all, I think everything George Carlin said, did, is, the word.
I wonder if he also wrote the unwritten rules of the road.
Yes, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I'll take a shot in the mouth to get a few hundred miles of where I'm going.
What happens if you don't make with the head? Don't they kick your ass to the curb? Sure, if you don't make with the head. Yeah, if you'll give me a couple hundred miles across the road, or across the country, I'll take a shot in the mouth.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, really, he was what, around 70 or so when he did that?
When he did that, he may have been in his 50s or 60s.
No, it had been like 70s because that was later.
He was 80 when he died, I think.
Yeah, but that movie was made in the late 90s. He just died recently.
Actually, I think it was in the 2000s.
Yeah, 2000s. Yeah, because the movie was in the 90s and he died in the 2000s. I'd say like 2002, somewhere around there.
Why don't we look at that?
Yeah, go ahead. It's not like we don't have time. Everyone seems to have an iPad while they do podcasting. So, besides that, if you want to know more about myself, what I do for a living, I'm a security guard for a company that I'm not going to name or disclose because I don't need fans coming to my job being like, I loved you so much in this movie. I'm sorry.
I love you. I sucked your dick.
That was Brian O'Halloran. That was not me. I may look like him, but I'm not me. People have actually said that to me twice at the job I've been so far, saying that I look like Dante from Clerks. And I'm like, well, I mean, if I was wearing my glasses, sure.
Definitely.
But
okay,
he's much prettier than I am.
He died in 2008 at 71, and Clerks was done in 2001. So he was in his 60s then when he...
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. My ex and I, we came home from your house, actually, I think. And I was walking up to go to bed, or put the baby to bed, and my brother said, hey, bad news. What? George Carlin died. And I stopped where I was, and I hit the wall. And I'd never,
You've physically hit the wall. Like you punched it, or like...
No, I...
Okay, you have headphones on. You can take them out.
No, I did that. I wasn't because of the headphones.
You did what? What is it?
I hit the wall. It's like he told me my dad died, but...
You hit the wall with your face, your hand, your back,
like the
your
side of
cock.
my... Like, what? Like I'm walking... Sorry. Yes, I'm bad about the headphones.
You lost your headphone privileges. No headphones for you.
That's fine. No, I was taking... I didn't know. I mean... I thought maybe there was time. Maybe I could see him in concert one day, but
so you didn't literally hit the wall, but you didn't hit the wall literally, but you were taken aback.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you have too much shit in your wall for you to hit anything and not anything fall over.
No, this was the condo, the last condo.
Okay. Because I know you're new to this podcast since it's our first inaugural episode, but listeners can't see you.
I know.
When you go, I hit the wall. Okay, did he punch it? Did he hit it with his dick? I mean, did he start fucking it? What did he do? Descriptive for people who cannot see.
Yes,
you have to verbally paint your picture.
Yeah, okay, my bad. This is new for me because, well, shit, when I want Joe Rogan's podcast or, film too, or live stream, and then I later upload it to YouTube, and well, I guess it's not at that point you're not, you know what I mean.
If he still considers a podcast if the audio started before the video, then yes, it is still a podcast. Because Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman have a podcast that they do live called Hollywood Babylon
Yes.
at the Hollywood Improv Theater, which is a great show. And it's still a podcast because it originally wasn't really done in front of everybody all the time. Sometimes they'll do it at their own home. There's an episode where Ralph will be at home and be like, hey, Kevin's not here. He's in Vancouver filming Supergirl right now. I'm doing it by myself in my house. So this is Hollywood Babylon minus the audience. So that's how it's still considered a podcast.
Yeah, but sometimes, can't someone else, chime in from another state or country, wherever they're at?
With Skype? Yeah, of course. Or FaceTime? Sure.
Yeah.
They do that a lot, but...
Well, on radio. For those of you who don't know, the radio is where we used to listen to our music.
Back in my day, we didn't have a thing called MP3. We had a radio. It was short range, and you had this little dial. It got fuzzy, and you had to turn a bit more to make it unfuzzy, but it was never quite perfect. And you had them tapes, but you don't have tapes now. No, we do even have CDs now. Now it's all just digital downloads.
Or streaming, streaming music direct to your phone or television.
From Google Play or iTunes or iHeartRadio. Spotify, Pandora, probably Crackle or...
Anyway, on the Kevin and Bean show on 106 or on K-Rock.
I hate the Kevin and Bean show now.
No, but you know it though. They're the main group is right here or is in California in LA.
Yes.
And I always get them mixed up, and one of them's a fucking moron, or I know he probably does it on purpose for ratings, but one of them lives in Washington, and and he has a radio set up there or something.
So he can just straight broadcast to the tower, yeah.
Yeah. So he's there, and then everyone else is in LA, and that's
Because Kevin and Bean had Ralph Garman for nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
And then when the station got bought out, the new people are like, let's make budget cuts. Hey, Ralph Garman, you've been here for almost 20 years. We don't need you anymore.
You're gone.
He's like, well, that was nice. I didn't get much of a choice. I didn't get any golden parachutes. It was just a nice kick in the pants. But now, on July 22nd, he is starting his own podcast this month called The Ralph Garman Report. That's how he's going to make his living now, since he's no longer a radio host. And he still will always do Hollywood Babylon with, Kevin Smith and Hollywood.
Of course. Well, Kevin Smith has, 4 or 5 of his own podcasts?
Over the years, it's been more than that, but I think the current ones, yeah. Because he has Smodcast with himself and Scott Mosier. He has Jay and Silent Bob Get Old with Jay Muse. He's got Fat Man on Batman. He has Talk Salad and Scrambled Eggs with Matt Mira. He had Plus One with his wife. There was the Smodco show, morning show that he used to do as well. And probably missing another one or two, but those are the ones I can remember offhand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember better.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy with ADD and ADHD is going to remember so many things. So many. You've got nothing for that. Don't worry. Don't try.
I'm not.
Good.
I was just, snickering to myself.
Yes. Are you hungry?
Eat a Snickers.
Yeah.
Brandon, you're being a little bit of a bitch. Have a Snickers. You'll feel better.
Country. You're being kind of a bitch. We're going to leave a few 100,000 troops here. You got kind of drunk last night. You don't mind.
Is it okay?
You don't mind, do you? Do you? Good. More Dane Cook jokes. We love the old Dane Cook stuff because unfortunately no longer makes any more comedy because when he screwed up that live special.
That and he's a lot of other things. His brother also stole a nice chunk of change from him, something like a couple million.
His brother? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Dane Cook had a brother and he stole a bunch of money. Wow. Does suck.
And then aside from that, another album failure, or I think he heckled someone on stage, and that that bit him in the ass too.
I mean, no, because that's a normal thing for.
No, but he fucked up big time or something.
What, like Kathy Griffin? Yeah.
Yeah, but Kathy Griffin kind of fails upwards though. But yeah, that.
Yeah, failing upwards is a real thing.
I mean,
Okay.
Well, apparently, according to Kevin Smith, you know that's how it works in Hollywood. You fail upwards.
And no bad press. Sorry, there is no bad press, just press.
Yeah. Very depressing.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Although I think the only bad press you can truly get right now is if you have 28 people saying that you sexually assaulted them, Bill Cosby.
Is it up to 28?
It's in the 20s. I know it's ridiculous, but now everyone's just crying wolf.
Yeah. Well, no news is good news.
The one that especially upsets me is one about Stan Lee.
I think someone's just fucking
Yeah.
just after money at that point. Silent,
After his wife Joan died last year, he loved his wife like no tomorrow. He was the best, most well-mannered, polite person you would ever meet, even to this day. He's 95. He just turned 95. He is old as dirt, but for somehow he can still wake up in the morning and do all these conventions, and I love the guy for it. He's got great work ethic. But this was supposedly either last year or a few years ago, he had a nursing company take care of him in home, and they were saying that he would, whip out his dick and be like, hey, fuck me, touch it. He'd start jerking off at them, and I'm like, okay, even if Stan Lee does have dementia, or just thinks he can get away with anything because, hey, I'm the immortal legend Stan Lee.
Excelsior.
Yes. Whip, spider friends. I love Stan Lee. He's a great character. He's such a great guy. And everyone said he's had 95 years to be an asshole or to rape somebody or fuck something up. He hasn't done shit. Now, this is one nursing company that said, he did all these terrible things. That he would walk around naked, jerk off at people, tell them that he wants either sex or for him to get oral sex. And the new company that he has, that he's had for the past 6 months or so, defended him on his behalf, saying, no, that's not Mr. Stan Lee. We've been helping him for the past 6 or more months, and he's been nothing but a gentleman. He doesn't walk around naked or whip his dick out and tell people to fuck him. At that same time, you're 95. Do you even have the strength to reach down and start jerking off? I wouldn't at 95.
Does his dick even work still?
Exactly. I mean, come on.
I mean, if he comes, is it going to be dust?
No. I'll just comes with. Was that chalk? Yeah. But I mean, at that age, I couldn't even get it up at 95. If you can get your dick hard at 95 and still come, then I applaud to you. You are allowed to have at least one caveat, being like, yeah, I waved my dick at a nurse once. How? I still can get it up. Holy fuck! You are my new hero.
I hope I live to be 95. Of course, then again, I didn't think I'd live to be 18.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'll live past 60, but that's beside the point. But
I'm still hoping for a zombie apocalypse, honestly.
Yeah. I hope Stan Lee stays alive for another 5 to 10 years because he's a great guy, and everyone's defending him, saying this isn't him, except for this one company. They're like, yeah, he's a dick. Everyone else is like, no, that's not Stan Lee. So that bugs me because Stan Lee's such an awesome guy.
Yes.
So that's the one thing that bugs me because everyone's throwing out, crying wolf left and right. I know a lot of them are telling the truth. A lot of them are.
Yeah.
But I can't believe the one against Stanley because it just doesn't make sense.
I think a lot of the ones against Michael Jackson were bullshit after a while. I mean, he may not have even touched. I mean, and this is an old one anyway. But fuck, who knows if he even touched the kids? It's like he didn't have a childhood.
No, I mean a few of his attendants / maids said, yeah, he had some really weird fetishes, like keeping old diapers from kids.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't defending him, but I'm just saying a lot of people do cry wolf.
Yeah.
And, if you cry wolf against the Vatican.
If you cry anything against the Vatican, they're like, oh, hold up there, buddy.
They'll just throw money at you, probably. Or
just say, hey, we're gonna excommunicate you forever. And or this didn't happen at all, and it's all.
Well, there has been proof. It's it's like he touched me. Where? I don't know.
Anywhere.
Where did he touch me at again?
Right. Yeah.
Line.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's so terrible. I love it.
I probably wasn't that blatant, back to Stan Lee for a second. One of the last things I read about him was that he was going to do at least 4 more cameos. and I think one of them was already done in Ragnarok.
And Infinity Wars.
So
They just finished up principal production on Infinity Wars.
So pretty much, well, we know he's going to be in Infinity Wars, so that's two more cameos. And he has been in some of the Marvel shows that a lot of people know. You know, like the Defenders, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, which sadly I still can't finish watching. It's hard to get behind.
Oh, really? I actually liked Iron Fist. It was interesting, the concept of this guy who took a power, didn't really want it, and figured out defending this gate really sucks. This wasn't even on purpose. And now he thinks that one of his best friends, one of the only guys he can trust, that was like a dad to him, screwed him over and is the undead. And you can stab him in the head, drag him in the lake, and then a day later he's going to come back to life, but be more of a dick later. Every single time he dies.
The dead are usually dicks when it comes to that, you know, resurrection and whatnot. Like in Pet Cemetery 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Clancy Brown was a dick cop to his son and his wife, and he came back even worse.
At least he came back. You know, a lot of dads don't come back.
Very true.
Was that like a too low of a pun there? Was that too low below the belt?
My dad's alive, your dad's alive, so I don't know who you're raining that at in particular. But, you know, no, I think it's just a statement.
Now I want pizza.
Why do you want pizza?
I'm looking at a Papa G's pizza in a city called Wildemar. It says buy one large pizza at a regular price to get the second one for $2.
Let's go.
Double nothing $2 Tuesdays. Ugh. Oh, so if you ever want to get a hold of us, I have a Twitter account. I don't know if Mr. George, do you have a Twitter account?
I don't even want Facebook.
No? Okay.
But it's my means of communication.
To
everyone.
To everyone?
You know, people I want to talk to.
Right, I hear you. Now, my Twitter handle is just at Kine of Soy, KYNEOFSOY, Kine of Soy, on Twitter. That's the only thing I have that I'm willing to give out at least.
For now, until we get famous.
Yeah, that's just how it works. Maybe one day I'll make my own separate one.
Yeah, just for the show.
Yeah, just for the show. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
On how many more we can do. Hold on. Yes. Oh, I see you're over there, my young daughter, but you're not coming in.
Yes, for those of you playing the home game, that's Brandon's oldest wanting to come into where we're recording it right now.
Yeah, my oldest daughter is 7 and she's autistic, so it gets kind of interesting is the best way I can put it.
Yes. But she's a good kid.
Yeah. My oldest is autistic, the younger one is normal for now. We're going to see how it goes.
Well, you would have seen signs by now. She seems to be developing quite well. Or developing mentally, better than...
Yeah, I got lucky. She's on like the medium spectrum of autism. She can talk, but a lot of the stuff doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or she'll hear bits from TV and we'll like reenact it and say that, that I have to say it and that's like, real world going on. I'm like, no, it's not. She's like, we need to investigate, quick. We need to investigate Hanukkah. And I'm just like, wait, why Hanukkah? Because she saw it in some kids show that I've never seen myself.
Of course.
And then she's all spazzed out and angry and starts yelling because I don't know anything about Hanukkah. From what show she was watching, I'm like, I know about Hanukkah, candles 7 days, oil lasted 7 days, Jewish tradition. She's like, no, it's this, Grandma. What does Grandma have to do with anything? Grandma, Hanukkah, did we do it? Did we do it? I don't know.
I wouldn't mind trying some of those potato pancakes myself.
Potato pancakes?
Potato latkes?
What are we talking about?
Hanukkah.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, the potato cakes from Hanukkah. Okay, sorry. I was going off on my kid, and you're talking about pancakes. But pancakes sound good right now, too.
All right, you mentioned Hanukkah, and that's where my mind went.
I understand. I agree. I love pancakes. I do like potato cakes. I've had them before at a restaurant called, odd enough, the Pancake Factory.
Pancake Factory?
Yeah.
So maybe they were just going for a potato pancake then?
No, they had like 20 different kinds of pancakes. I mean, literally.
And
They
one
were
of them was made of potatoes.
Yeah, they were a specialty shop. I had corned beef and potato cakes.
That's cool. What is the consistency like? Out of curiosity, is it like flattened mashed potatoes, or is it like hash browns?
It's okay. Yeah, it's literally just take your hash browns and put them with pancake batter, mix it, and cook it, and you're done.
My brother Sam tried to do that. All he did was leave a mess
Well,
because he couldn't copy it from
and your
whatever
brother
restaurant.
and your brother can't cook it. Besides, yeah. The only one who can cook in your family is you, George, just like mine. But that's because I worked in the kitchen for 3 years, and yours was because yours was out of necessity. Otherwise, everybody would be dead by now.
I was alone a lot in my teenage years, and I watched my dad and my mom cook over the years, and my grandfather on my dad's side. I'd watch him grill, or I'd help him in the kitchen. It's like, Georgie, watch the grill real quick, and if your dad comes for the bratwurst, stab him in the hand with a fork.
Did he really say that?
Yes, he did.
That sounds like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's like, Georgie, pull these cookies out and add them to the other bunch. My grandfather, like clockwork, every year would bake cookies, and my dad always called them pork cakes because the traditional family recipe called for lard, but after my grandfather's heart attack, like 20 years ago or so, he switched it to margarine. He would make 40 of these pork cakes, which were pretty much fruit cakes, minus all the fruit, or like only one fruit in it, and several thousand cookies to send them out to friends and family.
Several thousand?
Several hundred. The man had
he spends like $1,600 in cookies and supplies to ship them out to like needy families.
No, there's probably more hundreds of cookies, to friends and family, and he just made a production of it. It was it makes me sad. I can't remember. He died in what was it?
Many years?
It was the beginning of 2017.
Okay, so that was last year.
Or was it the year? Oh, 2016. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, because we just barely came into the new year. We're in January.
I know, and
it's 16th right now.
That one hit me like a ton of bricks. I was at work, and my dad, or actually, he tried to talk to me. It's like he couldn't. He was so shook up. So he handed it to his wife, my stepmom, and she told me, "Georgie, your grandfather died." And that's one thing I missed. And I was standing, and I had to sit down like to the ground. I crouched and slid on.
It's like the slow fall.
Yeah.
Of like it hurts.
I couldn't believe that, and I had just gotten some cookies and the cake from him.
Right.
And I was eating it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just my mom's side, didn't like the cake. Ate the cookies though, no problem. And I hate that. I'm never gonna get the cake or the cookies again.
And didn't pass on some family recipe or anything?
I'm sure maybe my Aunt Debbie, the responsible one as everyone else.
You have an Aunt Debbie?
I have an Aunt Debbie.
I have an Aunt Debbie.
I also have an Aunt Barbie.
Is your name Martha too?
Why'd you say that name? Do you bleed? You will.
You will. Thank you, Batman versus Superman.
I think Batfleck did okay. I mean,
I like what Ben Affleck did. I think he can do more.
Yes.
But he's not going to, unfortunately.
He's not doing the Batman now?
No.
Shit.
That's some other guy.
I don't know. I see it and it's like, maybe I don't want to read it.
Well, one of the main reasons why Ben Affleck is not doing another one is because he's still in rehab.
Why is he in rehab?
Alcoholism, again.
Fuck. I didn't know that was his problem.
Yep.
I wonder if Matt Damon would have been Robin.
Oh gosh.
Well, that was a big joke on Kimmel, so.
I can see him as like Red Hood, maybe.
Yeah, but they're the same age. How would that work out? I mean, he would have to be another aging hero or something like that.
Isn't he already an aging hero?
No, but Red Hood was, one of...
Younger than Batman.
A lot younger. He was one of his wards.
It was like 10 years younger or something.
Who knows? Well, he was the second Robin, and then...
Jason Todd.
Yeah. And then DC did something interesting, like having the fans write in their answer, the choice of what they wanted, live or die, and they chose die.
Yeah, there was only like 6 votes.
You're kidding, was that it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pretty sad.
Very sad.
Like, well, I guess we know what we're doing.
So long, Jason. Wait,
Right.
6 votes total, or
Yeah,
6
6 votes
that
total.
he lived?
6
Oh,
votes
God.
total. No one really cared. He just, okay, whatever. I guess he's dying.
Kids didn't care enough in the 80s, I guess.
Yeah.
Little bastards.
And people were so afraid about the killing joke, they thought that they offed Barbara Gordon.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie, but it was
Movie.
fucked up.
It was a graphic novel, comic book first,
Yeah, I know.
and then they adapted the movie to it.
Sorry, I just saw the movie not too long ago.
Okay, cool. Must have not. What'd you think of it?
Well, first of all, I love everything Batman, even the campy Adam West television show and movie.
Well, I don't love every Batman, but I do love the good ones.
The animated ones are pretty good. I mean,
Batman the animated series will always be the best.
Kevin Conroy.
That's right.
Was Batman for the longest, like at least a 20-year span, pretty much.
Right, and we all know Mark Hamill has to be
the Joker.
That's right. I will take no other exceptions.
No, but the guy who does like a lot of the movies, God, I know for all the new Justice League and Batman movies, he's not bad.
You think so? Well, okay.
Kevin Conroy probably, he passed the torch because he won't be around forever. Have you heard him do Christian Bale's Batman monologue at the end?
No. Is it good?
It's very good.
Awesome.
Now, there's a couple versions like where they do keep Gary Oldman's voice in, and they just dub in Kevin Conroy over Bale.
Right.
And then another voice actor, I can't remember who he is, which one it is.
We'll call him Ted.
Yeah, that's one of Brandon's go-to names. Ted. Usually Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. Well, it's because Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was awesome, and so was their bogus journey. And I also enjoyed the cartoon while it was on for a while.
I did enjoy that too. I watched that in the early 90s. Bits and pieces, but I was a Fox kid.
Yeah?
Oh
gosh. I was anything I liked at the time, kid.
Well, when I was a little kid, I didn't really have a concept of time very well, but then, I started developing my schedule. It's like, I'll watch Fox for a little bit, then I'll switch over to the WB, and it just went in between because I like cartoons on both networks. And occasionally ABC for some obscure cartoons no one would probably remember, like Reboot.
Oh my gosh, Reboot. Don't get me started Reboot because I love the hell out of Reboot, and they ended it on a cliffhanger. Supposedly finished it up in some online graphic novels that I can't find.
I found, first of all, if you find the actual series, there's a shitload of episodes still after what ABC premiered.
They had a second season and they had 2 movies.
They broke the movies down into like an animated series or something like that, I think. I don't know. I found, when I downloaded it, I guess what they called seasons were also the movies, but they broke them down into episodes.
Yes. The last thing happened is that Bob came back from the net, and that the Bob you thought was the Bob wasn't Bob, but it was Megabyte disguised as Bob.
No, in the end of the season 2, that was Bob, who was dressed up like some kind of net raider or virus or whatever. That was Bob. And then the Bob that came back wasn't Bob; it was Megabyte in disguise. And the Bob that came back from the series,
No, you got it back. You got it backwards. The one on the pirate ship was pretending to be Bob.
No, the one on the pirate ship was Bob.
No. Because at the wedding day.
What the fuck do I have sawdust in my shirt?
Remember the wedding day of Dot and Bob?
Yeah.
The Bob that had like the Rasta hair, who was the net raider, had the shiny armor because he said that Glitch turned into his armor.
Yeah.
That was
Bob.
Bob, because the regular Bob that came back said, "Glitch, come back." Glitch came in the middle, went back to the the Megabyte Bob, like bit him, and went back to regular Bob, the old Bob, because Bob never went into the net as that gear stuff. He came back as the one lady mouse found him in the net, and she brought him back.
We're just gonna have to find clips of this shit and watch it and prove which one of us is right.
I'm always right. And the best characters on that show was Matrix and Andrea.
Yeah.
She was hot. I would have done her so quick. Oh my god.
It probably would have been quick.
Yeah, I always am like, I want to be Matrix, man. If I can get a chick like that, I would so be Matrix. You can take my eye right now if I can get a chick that hot.
I always wanted a robotic eye, but I'd want it to be my left one because I like my right eye too much.
Right.
Personally, I prefer my right side over my left, I think, anyway. But then again, you've made some good points, like why not make your right side stronger with a robotic arm?
Yeah. And the one thing I love about Reboot the most is all the ridiculous pop culture references every episode. There's like 2 an episode.
I know, and when it was in the 90s, at least you understood it better.
Yeah, I mean, you had X-Files, you had Star Trek, Star Wars, everything you can think of. It would just randomly show up, and you're like, wait, oh. Okay.
He said the thing that he said.
Yep. I wish that show continued. It was going so great. It was going so cool. Reboot's one of my favorite shows of all time was Reboot. Oh, gosh.
That was a good show.
Oh, and Voltron, my other favorite show. Those are my 2 favorite shows.
Please tell me it's the older Voltron from the 80s.
Yes, when it was originally ripped off from Go Lion. Yes, that's the good one. And the newest one from Netflix. That has 4 seasons so far. That one's really good because it's done by the same creators/writers that Legend of Korra was for Avatar.
I did enjoy that. I hope they come up with another, interpretation of that next Avatar. Let's see. It was air, water. So the next one would be an Earthbender then.
Hopefully, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they enjoy their cash cow, then yeah, they're gonna keep doing it as whenever they can.
That cartoon was probably one of the only thing that comparing it to would be anime, and even anime people were like, I love it. We are anime people, FYI.
Yes.
Even more so than me.
Yes, I do enjoy anime because the difference between American cartoons and anime themselves, to me, that I've seen, is that anime is adult cartoons for the most part. Their stuff has a plot line, a story, it makes sense, and it just doesn't reset after the next episode. Like Family Guy, oh, Peter lost his job. Next episode, oh, he has a job again. It's like, what happened? There is no continuity with, American cartoons for the most part. It's just cartoon of the day, next day, nothing happened, next day.
Okay, when that comes to like The Simpsons, American Dad, Family Guy, there are other cartoons.
Yeah.
Like, case in point, Avatar, The Last Airbender, and The Legend of Korra. There probably are other cartoons.
But the thing is, Avatar was created in a homage to anime itself.
Yes, and that is pretty much you're right there.
That's the reason why all these people are influenced by anime, because they've got
Justice League cartoons from the mid 2000s, early 2000s.
Same thing. I mean, there's like a little bit, but even then, you still have the bad guy of the day.
Yeah, 2 episodes usually meant there are always 2-part episodes usually.
But I will agree is they do like Justice League or Young Justice. Oh God, Young Justice.
God, yeah.
They're going to come with the season 3 hopefully soon.
They
said they're going to. That actually does have an overlying kind of story arc to it, like a plot, but at the same time not really a plot. Yeah. It's just like you've got the villain of the day, then you have the villain of the week, and then the villain of the year.
Oh my.
Stuff does happen, but it's not, to me, really the same. Now, stuff that has like a plot that has days go on that are actually meaningful and have stuff that impacts the next episode and the next episode meaningfully is stuff like Steven Universe.
I watched some of that with the kids.
Star versus the Forces of Evil. It's a Disney show. And
is that no? I thought that was
originally the one
Cartoon
that didn't.
Network. Steven Universe is Cartoon Network.
Yes.
I thought Star and the Forces of Evil was also Cartoon Network.
No, that's Disney. And then the other one is Adventure Time. That one started as complete nonsense, but then the writers got bored and they're like, okay, well, whatever. We'll just having make sense every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were all influenced by other culture anime, not our own, because we're all like, okay, it's stupid. There's no points. There's no morals to it. I mean, if you watch Simpsons, Family Guy, meet the anything. I mean, even Flintstones. I don't care. It's all just nonsense. There's no morals. There's no story. When you have anime or these newer shows, every episode has like a micro meaning to it in the main story part.
There are some animes that don't have that though either.
Well, that's true.
Like very few though. I know that.
Yeah.
I know I've seen them. I just can't remember the names because I've only probably only watched them once or twice.
We'll put it this way: animes that have between 1 to 24 episodes make sense. Animes that have from 0 to 500 episodes, like One Piece, Naruto, Fairy Tail, those kind of episodes that don't mean anything anywhere.
They do have the one episode in between the next story arc that has nothing to do with here nor there. It's just
Naruto has more filler episodes, almost than Dragon Ball.
Fuck me.
Dragon Ball, every episode just someone being constipated and slightly powering up until the bad guy, sits there and pinches the loaf.
Gotta shit.
Yeah. Dragon Ball. Oh gosh. On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta is still constipated and can't breathe. While Goku can somehow always pull it out of his ass at the last minute with the planet's bounce. Sorry about that.
Sandwich.
Yep. I have to go to work soon because I work graveyard. It's pretty much nighttime and they're putting us to bed. Well, it looks like my time for this podcast is over. But at least it was a pretty good inaugural episode. Like we said, we just rambled on, and that's what we do for this podcast.
Yes, we do. Next time, hopefully, we'll have something to kick us off with, and I will talk more.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. I don't talk much.
Well, don't worry. I'll get you to talk much or